Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of the Bala family. You guys, the episode actually, opens up with Uloiso having a conversation with his wife about, this whole house thing. And what I actually noticed and what I actually picked up is that Jane was not as mad about the conversation then. Unuiso is the one who actually seemed a lot more heated up and the one who was a lot more adamant that he actually doesn't want to make this decision. All I want to say concerning that is, Loiso, it's okay to personally like be uncomfortable and not want something and not want validation or try to be made to feel as if you're not the bad person. Because I could tell Ujane did not want to touch too much on the situation. She was just speaking about the situation on a general type of surface. But you could tell Uloisa, like, this was a very heated type of, conversation for him. Like, you could tell by he was not okay. And I mean, even if Ujen was fine with the decision and said go ahead, if Loiso personally felt like he was not comfortable with it, then that's okay. I think Uloiso is also dealing with his internal guilt in a sense. You know that thing of it's a mind and a heart type of situation where your heart maybe wants to do something, but your mind doesn't want to do it. I think that's the position Uluis is finding himself in. He doesn't want to do something, and at the same time, he doesn't want to be perceived as, the person who doesn't care for his family and all of that. But I am glad that his wife, was mentioning, valid stuff. Like Uchen was saying, do you know, besides buying a house, the maintenance of maintaining a house in a suburb, guys, it's like buying a car. It doesn't just end with the maintenance. You afford, like, affording a car or a house doesn't just end with the installment. There's the maintenance of, the car or of the house. There's your insurances and etc. That comes along with such big cost that I guess Uzwai knows something about this and Upinki, but anyway, I love what they said and I loved that they are in sync, but that was that. And then we see Upinki and Uzwai having a conversation about this house again. Upinki basically saying that we are not going to let this go, we are not going to back down. And Zwei basically also supporting and Zwei saying that he has taken actually the necessary steps to sign for the house so that they can do viewing and to secure I don't know, to secure what, okay, guys. And what I've actually been picking up, because Uzwai and Pinky's been saying she wants to vuselela her father's name. And I'm like, you want to vuselela your father's name, get Rugabani. Because the only people who are talking about like restoring or building a name for their father is Uzwai and Upinki. But they are putting it in a way that they want to buy a house for Umama V. Number one, Umama V was no longer married into that household. So why would she want to vuselela her ex-husband's name with her own household and all of that? I don't get that. Number two, if they want to vuselela their father's household, why are they adding upelo to the installments? Because I feel like every time this conversation about their father comes up, they are sidelining upelo, and upelo just keeps quiet because what must he say? So I feel like Upinki knows why they've got their own agenda, but they're acting as if they're pushing this whole thing as if it's a house for their mother. But I'm just like, I don't think the house is for Umama V. I feel like Upinki and Uzwai are pushing their whole agenda, but because they know they need the strength and the financial strength of the others, they are roping in the others. But once that house is bought, you guys, uzokalis atuno sabo. Like they, Uzwai and Upinki, are gonna be the ones who are gonna be making the decisions in that house. Fine, let's guys. Upinki now she's driving her mother to go get her dishes. She is having the conversation with her mother about Uchen. So we know that Upinki and Uchen, guys, Pinky and Jennifer, they don't get along. And Upinki says she has tried to reach out to Jen. And when she's explaining Wuti how she reached out to Jen, she said she had a campaign that she was working with, and she asked Jen to work with one of her children. And Jen basically wrote her a long essay on a long message on WhatsApp, basically saying, bye, kaloku, when you the last person to be asking for favors from me. And Pink is basically trying to relay the story to her mother that she has tried to reach out to Jane several times, but it has not worked. I'm like, for me, guys, you can't want to try and resolve and say you are trying to make things okay with me by such things. If you really want to make things okay with me, call a meeting, not a meeting. Ask for a meetup between me and you and let us talk things out. You can't say, by you asking for my child, is you trying to resolve things. What is that? Like if I would phone him now, like how comfortable am I with actually letting my child, like lending you my child? Hi, Bo Upinki. And now Upinki is making it seem as if her mother, she's like, no, when we are Vana no Pinky, like we are Vana no Chen, like you get along with Chen and when no Pelo, you get along with Chen and you guys are fine with the fact that me and Chen don't get along. Oh, Kana, you are the one, you the reason why you don't get along with Chen. Now that Chen doesn't want nothing to do with you, Skirlet people melabazingen. Why aren't you asking them if you really want a relationship with Jen? Why aren't you asking Upelo and Umama? Why aren't you asking them to actually be to come in the middle? How must they suddenly, sniff? Okay, so today the people who must be playing the middleman, whereas you are the one who has intentionally made Jen feel as if she's an outsider just because ungumako did type of thing. You know what I actually picked up, you guys? As Upinki was talking about this, she was like umsindo wake, like you could see her anger like was building up as she's talking. Her anger's building up as she's talking. And I actually realized she's talking about how her mother chooses Jane Umakoti wake over her and all of that. I started to realize that Upinki, guys, is it's not even that. I don't even think it's even that she really really has a problem with Jen. I feel like she's envious of the fact that she never ever got a mother's love, and to see her own mother get along so easily with Jane, who's not her biological daughter. Maybe she feels like, what's wrong with me that my mother could not love me like that and be there for me like that, and yet she can be like that or be so close with Uchen Ganjar. So I feel like there's a sense of like a betrayal that she's feeling that's making her have that anger. Also, guys, Upinki is going through trauma. I said in the last video that I honestly feel like Upinki needs to go for therapy, you guys, because she has a lot of issues that maybe she's aware of, maybe she's unaware of, that I feel like she has an anger towards her mother and towards the fact that her mother left her to be a parent at such a young age. And it's justifiable, but some of the things, guys, I just feel like, imagine umama usavilile, guys, usazilile. She is still mourning her husband, and Upige is just going at her mother. She's just going on at her mother. Even when her mother is trying to answer now and trying to say hi galogu and whatnot, she's not even giving her mother an opportunity to answer. She's just snapping at her mother. And what I noticed, in as much as Mama V, we've spoken about the fact that she also needs to take accountability for what she did to Pinky and what she did to her children. I do feel like she does feel sorry in a sense for the things that she's done. Because I noticed that you must realize or notice the response that Umama V gives to Pinky when she's talking to Pinky versus the response she gives in a diary session. In a diary session, she speaks like a mother. Like a mother will tell you where to get off. Like, listen, I am not your child. You are my child. So there needs to be a level of respect. But in person, Umama V will never say that. She lets Pinky speak the way Pinky wants to speak. So I feel like in a sense that I don't want to say she's overcompensating, but I feel like in a sense that she allows Pinky to speak the way she speaks because there's a little bit of guilt that is within her that kind of realizes that the anger that Upinki has, that she's partially the reason for it. I'm listening, like even Upinki, she's not giving her mother a chance to speak, and her mother's like, Mamela kaloku sisi, like she's trying to even speak nicely, but in the diary session, she was like her diary session's a different response. So I don't want to say about Mama V like is scared of Pinky. I don't think it's necessarily a case of being scared, but I do feel like Mama V like tiptoes around Upinki, and I think it's because Upinki has been trying to say bad like she has not been happy about her mother's decisions. But I feel like sometimes Pinky needs to give her mother a break because I feel like some answers she wants from her mother, and I don't think that Mama V can give her the answers to the questions that Pinky has. Because listen, some of our parents, guys, they did the best that they can. They were not as knowledgeable as us, and hence I feel like Mama V cannot give us some of the answers. So I feel like Pinky needs to go to therapy and Mama V needs to go to therapy. Once they've done their separate individual therapy sessions, then they can do some sort of therapy work together, because this is sad, guys. And Pinky is not young, you guys. I think Pinky is like 52. I was so surprised at her age. So it just goes to show, guys, that childhood trauma goes a long way. It doesn't suddenly leave you just because you're an adult. Shu Upinki also spoke about Ujen taking Umama for a check-up, and I was just like, I don't even see the problem there, but the problem is when you have a problem with someone, any small thing they do, you see it as a problem. So I guess that's why Upinki found a problem with that. I think Ujen is just trying to stay out of Indaba and in Kuluma. I'm sure she told her husband about it, but from my observation, guys, I don't necessarily think that Uchen and Umama get along that well. I am saying this because I noticed when Loiso came for the funeral, he kind of mentioned that Uchen was trying to call Umama many times. So I kind of picked up vibes that Jen was offended that Umama never responded or returned Jen's phone calls. And I was even saying, why would Jen be worked up for that? Because I mean, there's so many things that Umama is busy with. Like the last thing you should expect from someone who lost their husband is to be thinking of you. Like just be a little bit considerate. So I feel like if they were really that close, then Jen wouldn't be offended by such a thing. So I feel like personally Jen makes an extra effort for Umama just because it's Loyiso's mother, and she feels like there's an obligation that at least she needs to try and get along with Umama. The rest, I feel like Jen has washed her hands. And honestly, at this point, I feel like it's the safest, especially with Pinky. If Pinky is really genuine, you guys, I feel like Pinky just needs to go for therapy first before she tries and mend these relationships. Because even the way she's going about saying she wants reconciliation, it's like we are manga. It's like she's saying she's entitled to it. I'm like, give a person their space. If a person is not ready for that, you can't force a person to be ready to be okay with you. So yeah, guys, and lastly, the thing that I wanted to mention, Upelo worries me, you guys. I think I'll speak about this in a different video. Pelo is too quiet for my liking. I feel like, if anything, Upelo, I don't know whether I wanna say he's treated like the outsider or he treats himself like an outsider. Pelo is too quiet for my liking. Or maybe it's because the last boy, maybe because he's a lost born and it's your lost born type of vibes of keeping quiet and letting the elders speak. But I'm like, I man, there's just something about Upelo that worries me, guys. That I don't know if you guys pick it up. It's like, oh, it's like I don't know. I don't know, but I don't want to make this video any longer, so let's park it there. But yeah, someone even said I even forgot on this episode, guys, that Umama V uzilile. The way there was just so much drama in this episode. Lastly, I wanna say one thing we cannot take away from the Pala brothers is that, guys, they can sing. I hands down for that. Those guys can sing, and I just can't seem to understand why wouldn't they at least try and get along just for the sake of making money for themselves, because these guys are good at singing. Anyway, guys, tell me what did you think about this latest episode. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys on the next one.